Imagine walking into a room and instantly knowing who's lying, who's insecure, and who's genuinely confident, without them saying a word. Sigma males don't just read people, they decode them like a master strategist, seeing through the masks others wear. This isn't about parlor tricks or guesswork. It's about wielding perception as a weapon, cutting through the noise to reveal raw, unfiltered truth. If you're ready to see the world as it really is, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Sigma male community, where we don't follow the crowd. We lead with clarity, control, and unshakable self-mastery. Today we're diving into the insane psychological tricks Sigma males use to read anyone. These aren't your average body language tips. These are advanced tools of perception, sharpened by stoic wisdom and relentless observation. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint for seeing through deception, predicting behavior, and navigating any interaction with precision. Let's get started. 1. The micro-expression decoder, beyond body language. Forget just reading crossed arms or fidgeting hands. Sigma perception operates on a level most people can't even fathom. We're talking about catching micro-expressions, those involuntary flashes of emotion that last just a fraction of a second. Imagine this. You're in a meeting and someone mentions a rival's success. For a split second, their lip curls in contempt before they force a smile. Or picture a date where she says she's not interested, but her pupils dilate ever so slightly, betraying hidden attraction. These are biological tells, tightening of the lip, a nanosecond brow furrow, that reveal the true emotional firmware running beneath the surface. Your brain becomes a forensic scanner, capturing these raw, unedited signals before the conscious mind can mask them. This isn't passive observation, it's high-speed data acquisition. Master this, and deception becomes glaringly obvious, like a flickering neon sign only you can see. It's not magic, it's the power of seeing what others miss, a skill honed through relentless focus and stoic detachment. In Stoicism, we learn to observe without attachment, to see reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. This aligns perfectly with the Sigma approach to micro-expressions. By suspending judgment and emotion, you create a clear lens through which to view these fleeting truths. It's about training your mind to be present, to catch the subtle shifts that betray hidden fears, desires, or lies. Think of it as emotional forensics. Each micro-expression is a clue, and your job is to piece them together into a coherent picture. This isn't just about reading people, it's about understanding the human condition at its core, seeing through the noise to the signal that matters. 2. Strategic silence and the art of provoked revelation, advanced active listening. True listening isn't passive, it's an active interrogation without words. The Sigma move? Leveraging the profound discomfort of silence. Here's how it works. Pose an open-ended question, like, "What's been on your mind lately?" Then stop. Lock in with calm, unwavering attention. Watch as the void of silence pressures the other person to fill it, often with unfiltered truths, nervous rambles, or revealing justifications they never intended to share. You're not just hearing words, you're calibrating the rhythm of their speech, the slight acceleration when they're lying, the sudden drop in pitch when recalling pain, the repeated phrases masking insecurity. This controlled quiet isn't emptiness. It's a vacuum pulling hidden motivations to the surface. Stoicism teaches us the power of restraint, of holding back to gain clarity. In this context, silence becomes a tool of self-mastery, allowing you to remain composed while others unravel. It's a test of emotional control, yours and theirs. By staying silent, you force them to confront their own discomfort, revealing cracks in their facade. This isn't manipulation, it's a mirror reflecting their true state back to them. And in that reflection you see everything they're trying to hide. It's a masterclass in patience and perception, where the one who speaks less often learns. 3. Pattern mapping, predicting behavior like a profiler. Humans are creatures of habit, trapped in loops of behavior. The Sigma skill is identifying these loops early and accurately. It's not about one-off actions but recurring sequences. How do they react under pressure? What triggers their defensiveness? Where do their inconsistencies cluster? This is about building a dynamic behavioral algorithm for each person you encounter. For example, noticing how someone handles minor setbacks, like a delayed order at a restaurant, predicts their crisis response. Spotting their subtle bids for validation, like fishing for compliments, reveals their core insecurities. By mapping these patterns, you move from reaction to anticipation. You see betrayal coming not from a sudden act but from their established pattern of shifting blame. You recognize opportunity not in a single offer but in their consistent drive for growth. In Stoic terms, this is about understanding the nature of things, accepting that people act according to their character, not your expectations. By observing without bias, you align with reality, seeing patterns as they are. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. It's the recognition that behavior is a language, and once you learn to read it, you can navigate any interaction with precision. Think of it as emotional cartography, mapping the terrain of human nature so you never get lost in the fog of unpredictability. 4. The calculated vulnerability gambit, precision self-disclosure. Sharing isn't weakness, it's a calibrated tool. The Sigma approach is dropping a specific, seemingly personal anecdote or minor struggle, carefully chosen to resonate with the other person's likely hidden state. For instance, share a small story about overcoming a relatable fear when you sense their anxiety. Mention a past minor professional setback when discussing their ambitions. This isn't dumping your soul, it's placing a strategic lure. The reciprocity reflex kicks in hard. Feeling understood, at this micro level, they lower their guard, often mirroring your disclosure with far more revealing information about their own fears, desires, or hidden conflicts. You give an inch to gain a mile of insight, all while your core strategy remains encrypted. Stoicism values authenticity, but it also prizes wisdom in action. This gambit is about using truth selectively, not to deceive but to illuminate. By sharing a fragment of your experience, you create a bridge of trust, inviting them to cross it. It's a calculated risk, but one that pays dividends in understanding. This isn't about playing games, it's about creating a space where authenticity can flourish, where the other person feels safe enough to reveal their true self. And in that revelation you gain the upper hand, not through manipulation but through the art of connection. 5. Emotional nullification, the ice in the veins advantage. Emotional contagion is the enemy of clear sight. Sigma mastery involves activating a temporary state of operational detachment. This isn't coldness, it's the tactical suspension of personal bias, sympathy, or reactive anger during assessment. When others are emotionally hijacked, blinded by flattery, paralyzed by conflict, or raging in anger, you maintain a near-clinical focus on behavioral data flow. Tone shifts, micro-expressions, logical inconsistencies in their narrative. Your own feelings are quarantined. This null field allows you to see manipulation attempts as clumsy puppetry, detect genuine distress amidst performative tears, and navigate high-stakes negotiations without your amygdala clouding the tactical map. Fear, guilt trips, and charm offensives simply glance off this armored perception. Stoicism is built on the foundation of emotional resilience, of not being swayed by external chaos. This detachment isn't apathy, it's clarity. By neutralizing your own emotional noise, you create a blank canvas on which others paint their true colors. It's a form of mental armor, protecting you from the distractions that cloud judgment. In this state, you're not just observing, you're analyzing, dissecting, and understanding with surgical precision. It's the ultimate power move. While others are lost in their feelings, you're mapping the battlefield. For the strategic observer watching this, if you've tracked these patterns this far, you're not just watching, you're calibrating. This isn't about labels like Sigma. It's about wielding perception as a precision instrument. What you're building here is your hidden algorithm, the ability to cut through the static and see the raw code of human interaction. Keep refining it. The world reveals its secrets only to those who truly. 6. Contextual decryption, reading the unspoken rules. A gesture is meaningless without its stage. Sigma insight demands decoding behavior within its exact context. The same nervous fidget during a job interview screams differently than at a casual dinner. A burst of anger in a competitive setting carries different weight than in a personal relationship. You become an expert cultural and situational translator, instinctively factoring in power dynamics, unspoken group norms, environmental stressors, and even cultural backgrounds. This prevents catastrophic misreads. That standoffish person might be overwhelmed in a loud room. That overly friendly contact might be following strict professional protocol. You see the behavior and the invisible rulebook shaping it, allowing for vastly more accurate interpretation. In Stoic philosophy, we're reminded that context is everything. understanding the nature of a situation before reacting. This aligns with the Sigma approach to contextual decryption. By considering the full picture, you avoid the pitfalls of assumption and bias. It's about seeing the forest and the trees, recognizing that every action is part of a larger ecosystem. This isn't just about reading people, it's about reading the world they inhabit, the pressures they face, and the roles they play. With this lens, your perception becomes panoramic, capturing the nuances that others overlook. 7. The question architecture. Building ladders to truth. Forget random queries. Sigma questioning is structural engineering for insight. You design sequences. Start broad and observational. What drew you to this field? Then layer in subtly more specific probes. What's the most unexpected challenge you've faced within that? Finally, threading in gentle pressure points based on observed tension. How did that challenge impact your trust in the process? Each question builds on the last, creating a scaffold that guides the conversation towards revealing depths, contradictions, or hidden priorities they don't realize they're exposing. It's conversational hypnosis without the trance, just relentless, logical progression towards the core truth. Stoicism values reasoned discourse, the pursuit of truth through calm, deliberate inquiry. This questioning architecture is a manifestation of that principle. By structuring your questions with intention, you create a path for the other person to follow, leading them to revelations they might not have reached on their own. It's not about trapping them, it's about illuminating the shadows, bringing clarity to both of you. This isn't interrogation, it's exploration, a journey into the heart of their motivations and fears. And in that journey you both emerge with greater understanding. 8. Cluster analysis, seeing the symphony, not just notes. Isolated gestures lie. A single crossed arm could mean cold, not defensiveness. The Sigma move is analyzing constellations of signals. Combine that crossed arm with averted gaze, a slight torso lean away, and microtension around the eyes. Now you have defensiveness. Spot a genuine micro-smile alongside relaxed shoulders and direct, but not intense, eye contact? That's authentic openness. You become a behavioral statistician, cross-referencing data points, posture shifts, vocal tone fluctuations, proximity changes, facial cues, to build a statistically significant picture of the underlying emotional and intentional state. One note is noise, the symphony reveals the composer's intent. Stoicism teaches us to seek the whole truth, not fragments. Cluster analysis is the embodiment of that wisdom. By gathering multiple signals, you avoid the trap of misinterpretation, ensuring your conclusions are rooted in reality. It's about patience and precision, waiting until the data converges into a clear pattern. This isn't guesswork, it's science, a methodical approach to understanding human behavior. And in that understanding, you gain the power to navigate any interaction with confidence. And 9. Threat and opportunity radar, instinct calibration. Beyond conscious analysis lies honed instinct. Sigma observation trains a subconscious radar that pings on anomalies, the slightest deviation from someone's established baseline. That normally verbose colleague suddenly terse? Bing. The perpetually calm negotiator exhibits a micro-grimace? Bing. The overly enthusiastic compliment feels rhythmically off? Bing. These aren't paranoid hunches, they're your pattern recognition engine flagging potential threats, deception, hidden agendas, or unforeseen opportunities, unspoken needs, latent alliances, before they fully manifest. It's your internal early warning system, refined by relentless data intake and cross-validation. In Stoic terms, this is about cultivating wisdom through experience, learning to trust your reasoned instincts. It's not about fear or paranoia, it's about preparedness. By calibrating your radar, you stay one step ahead, anticipating shifts before they become crises. This isn't just reactive, it's proactive, a way of moving through the world with foresight and control. Think of it as emotional echolocation, sending out signals and reading the echoes to navigate the unseen terrain. 10. Energy flow mapping, tracking the unseen currents. Words are the surface, the emotional and motivational current beneath is the real terrain. Sigma Focus tracks the flow of energy in an interaction. Where does their enthusiasm genuinely peak? What topic causes a palpable drain or tension? When does their focus sharpen or scatter? Notice the subtle shifts in vocal resonance, the change in breathing patterns, the flicker of engagement or withdrawal in their eyes. You're not just listening to what they say but mapping the charge behind it, the excitement, the dread, the calculation, the boredom. This map reveals their true investment, their hidden passions, and their unspoken reservations far more accurately than their carefully curated statements. Stoicism encourages us to look beyond appearances, to seek the essence of things. Energy flow mapping is that pursuit in action. By attuning to the unseen currents, you gain access to the heart of their motivations. It's like reading the weather, sensing the shifts before the storm hits. This isn't about mind reading, it's about energy reading, understanding the invisible forces that drive behavior. And in that understanding, you hold the key to influence, connection, and control. 11. The metagame awareness, seeing the board and the players. The ultimate Sigma perception operates on two levels simultaneously. Level 1, reading the individual, their tells, patterns, energy. Level 2, reading the interaction itself and the game being played. What's the unspoken goal of this conversation? Is it rapport building, information extraction, power negotiation, or deception? How is the other person trying to frame the interaction? Are they deploying charm, intimidation, victimhood, or false alliance? You perceive not just the players, but the invisible rules of the specific game they are initiating. This meta-awareness allows you to choose your counter-strategy with devastating precision. When to engage deeply, when to deflect, when to feign ignorance, or when to dismantle their game entirely by revealing you see the board. This isn't just reading people, it's seeing the entire hidden architecture of human strategy. This is the superpower. Stoicism, at its core, is about understanding the nature of the world and our place within it. Metagame awareness is the pinnacle of that understanding. By seeing the game, you transcend the immediate, gaining a vantage point that few possess. It's not about winning every interaction. It's about knowing when to play, when to fold, and when to change the rules entirely. This is where perception becomes power, where you move from participant to strategist, orchestrating outcomes with clarity and control. And in that space, you're not just a player, you're the one who sees the board. You've just learned 11 powerful Sigma male strategies to read anyone with precision. But this is more than knowledge, it's transformation. The Sigma male community is your guide to growth, independence, and excellence. If this hit home, like, comment, and share. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Mastery doesn't stop here. Perception is a skill, built through stoic discipline and sharp observation. Use these tools today, in conversations, negotiations, or just watching the world. The truth reveals itself to those who truly see. Stay sharp. Stay sovereign. This is the Sigma male community.